Y'all, this is what I get to see. I was expecting supper.
Well, you can see I'm on the floor, and I'm a little bit annoyed because I was supposed to start making supper, and I did something so simple as to open this drawer. And I thought something sounded weird, so all I did was try to close it again, and it wouldn't latch. So I got this off, this latch off, this piece, but now getting it back on in order to test my theory on how to fix it is proving difficult because I can't see what I'm doing. Now it seems to be working. The screws seem to be cooperating since I can see them now. Alright, so here's the problem. What happened is this. This is the latch that fits into here, right? When I pulled the drawer out, it was flat, like this. This is the way it's supposed to look. This little piece right here, by my finger, is supposed to be sticking out. So that way, when it comes in contact with this, you see, there's a little notch right there. There. And now I can't get it out until I pull it out, and it unlatches it. So if this is closed, this isn't going to work. So the other problem is, we've had this rig for over 2 years, but where they had this piece right here, up under the drawer, it was so far back, it was a very weak connection. And I'm actually quite surprised this drawer has not come out on its own. So the closer you have this mounted, the better, more secure connection this is going to make. We have 2 more drawers. You see this latch is very close to the edge, so it makes a more secure connection. This one is a little further back. This guy right here was way back recessed behind here, so it wouldn't make a good connection. So now I have to go upside down and drill new holes, which isn't hard, it's just awkward. You know, you'll see in just a second. I'll show you.
Look at all the wires back there. I haven't seen those before.
It's something so simple as a latch, but I remember when I installed the underglow lighting that we have under the RV, I felt dizzy for a day or 2 after that from being upside down. My brain just does not like being upside down, so this isn't easy. Alright, I really hope this shows up on camera. Do you see this piece of wood right here? This is the outer trim board of the drawer, right? Alright, this is the piece that I have the latch screwed into. This represents that piece. Behind that is a short little stubby board, which would be this orange piece, that they just tacked on there. So you see, here's the main frame around the drawer that I screwed it into. And they had some short little stubby thing way in the back. So the latch was recessed so back it was a very weak connection. You could pull it quite easily. So y'all, now that I've attached it to this main frame piece, it's a little bit higher up. So the only thing that's new is we've got to make sure that we ever so gently lift up on this drawer. You should always have a whole bag of these latches. They're very easy to find on Amazon. In fact, I believe we should have them in our Amazon store. So the link to that store is down below. I'm really glad I was able to fix this without having to replace it, because one day, I know from hearing from the old timers, these latches will all fail eventually. Every one of them will one day need to be replaced. So right now, the longer we can give these life, the better. And now I can finally make supper.
Alright, y'all, we're getting ready for our hike. Matthew's getting our waters ready. He's putting them on our little backpack because we're only going on maybe like a 2-mile hike. And we're going, we're just walking from our campsite. Apparently there's an overlook. Easy. Hopefully we can see the campground below. I think we've heard that in the reviews.
Yeah.
Not sure if the mosquitoes are going to be bad, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the hike while it's still early in the morning. It's still cool. We woke up, it was 45 degrees.
Yeah, that should be really good for the bugs.
All right, y'all, out of breath, but wear long pants on this trail because this part is not maintained. It's very long grass. And I'm glad the mosquitoes aren't out. And I don't know if they have ticks up here. So you gotta open it. This must be a Montana thing. Because in Wyoming they have like a little nice little maze you can go through that the cows can't fit through. And in Montana they're like, just touch the barbed wire. So how are you liking the trail?
It's really nice. It's too bad it's not more than a couple miles. I wish this was a good 10-mile hike. This is very nice.
He says 10 miles, y'all. It's already kicking his butt. We've only done 1/4.
I know, but I need more. But I'm saying it's beautiful. And being in this gulch, it's breezy. It's very breezy down here. It's very nice in the morning.
No mosquitoes. I mean, we had a few, but none
Not
right
many.
now.
No.
Yeah.
Wait till the afternoon or evening. You'll get mosquitoes. And y'all, if you take this in the morning, I can't speak for the rest of the day, but if you take it in the morning, what is it, about 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that, it's not very busy. In fact, we're the only ones here that we know of. And these are on a Saturday, is what Sean said. And y'all, this is one of those where the trees are tall and skinny, so you can hear them creaking as you're walking up and the wind's blowing. It's really neat. And then you have this mountain stream that's going down the gulch.
I love the sound of running creeks and streams. So cool. If y'all are watching on your TV, then hit the pause button, go on your phone or your computer and leave us a comment and let us know what you think about this type of hike. Do you like hiking deep in the forest?
All right, we appear to be out of the woods, so to speak, but we are still not at the top of the scenic overlook part of the loop.
We're literally walking on the ridge right now.
Yep, walking on the ridge.
Or as our favorite song, Living on the Edge.
Living on the edge.
Drop us a comment below if you know who sings that song.
All right, y'all. If you have 2 left feet like I do, you got to be a little careful on this part. It's not that high up. It's not like it's 1,000 feet up, but look at this. You see this down here? Very loose gravel. And if you rolled down here, yeah, you'd eventually stop when you hit a tree. So how about we just be careful?
Views just keep getting better and better after every turn.
I know. This is an amazing short little hike. Like, y'all get all the good views, but you don't have to leave your comfy chair or sofa. That ain't fair.
Don't let him make y'all feel bad.
All right, y'all always get to go first, as much as we can help it. Oh, buddy. Holy moly.
Y'all, this is a Saturday. That's the campground we're staying at. It's a BLM campground. And let us know if you can see our RV down there. I can see our RV. And the fact that it's a Saturday on a weekend in July and you can see several empty spots.
All right, there is the first loop that you're going to come to. And on that loop, they have covered picnic tables. Then there's the other loop. There's us, the last RV on the block. And if y'all like views like this, not only do we need a little bit of encouragement, but YouTube needs a little encouragement so that they end up showing this to more people. We want a bigger community, so hit the like button if you will, and hit that subscribe button too. That'll hopefully make sure that YouTube keeps showing it to you, and if they see you like it, they may show it to others. This is amazing. Y'all, there's a lot of soft gravel. Now these are hard rocks, but there's a lot of soft gravel on top of them, and the trail is dangerously close to the edge. So what would be your advice to the peeps?
Wear hiking boots or some shoes that got good grip on it. Don't wear socks and sandals like Matthew's famous for wearing, and he's even got his hiking boots on. But just make sure that you're very sure, you have very sure-footed footwear, because you are going to be walking on the rim.
And y'all, if that means that you need to have like a hiking stick or something, if balance is one of your weaknesses, then by all means do that, because this is a dangerous trail up here. It is dangerous. It's fun. It's not dangerous in the sense that you got to climb trees and all that kind of stuff. Not at all. It's just the proximity to the edge, and it's not like there's a railing. There's no railing. This is not, you know, an amusement park. So just be careful. We want to see you have fun, so be safe. All right, y'all. In the beginning, you saw us have to do the Montana Shuffle, where you open the fence and you close the fence. This is the way Wyoming does it. Obviously, we're still in Montana, but this is what I like. You go through it, kind of like a maze. It keeps the moose out. It lets the peeps through.
All right, y'all, there's the rapids down below in the river, the Big Hole River. There's Matthew. We're going down. And look, I am right literally in a pine tree. It was tricky going down this side, y'all. It seems to have tapered out some more, but it's really slippery rock, and we recommend a hiking stick. All right, y'all, we're back at our RV and not in the truck because we didn't show you, but the truck is stayed at the RV because we hiked in the backyard.
And we don't get to do that very often. But here's the stats on this trail. Elevation gain, 705 feet. It's really high up there, but it's not quite 1,000 feet. So maybe not a mountain, but it felt like it. 931 calories. For a short trail, that's pretty darn good. And because you're going up quite a ways in a very short amount of time. And 2.87 miles. This was a good little trail. We highly recommend you doing it. Watch your stepping. Wear good shoes.
All right, y'all, we are just waiting on Matthew. Where is he? He's coming. We are fixing to go explore Butte.
Yo, yo, yo.
It's what is it? One of the biggest historic towns?
One of the biggest historic districts. I don't know if there's any parking in the historic downtown, but we'll at least drive through it.
All right, y'all, we are at the Granite Mountain Spectacular Fire from June 8th, 1917. And according to the sign right here, let me get closer so I can read it to y'all. On June 8th, 1917, 168 men died in the Granite Mountain mine fire. The loss of life in this fire is metal mining's greatest disaster. Here they lie, sleeping, cut off ere their time, given their all to bring ore from the mine. And then they say right here, men lost in the Granite Mountain fire. If it has an asterisk by their name, that means the bodies were unidentified.
So behind me, this was not always green grass. This was littered with mine shafts. And the mine that had the fire is just over that hill. And aside from the men who died, the rest of the story is there were several men who were caught down there. They weren't able to signal as much as they wanted to, but some of them stepped up. When they knew there was a problem, there was smoke everywhere, heavy smoke, poisonous gases from the fires. So what did they do? They would find places, and I don't understand all the terminology, so I'll just explain it how I know how. they would find places and build a bulkhead. They would build a wall to section themselves off from the poisonous gases from the fire. And some of them survived that way. Some of them perished because they ran out of air. Some of them died because of the ash and stuff. They just got buried in it. But there were plenty of people saved due to a lot of heroics, due to a lot of people doing what they could. And some of them who died had written letters. And they later found these letters on their bodies. And at the memorial, the granite memorial, you can see some of these letters, a couple of them at least, where they would give updates, talking to their wife, talking to their loved ones, telling that they were trying to stay calm for the men, and I believe it was all men at that time. So it's really sobering and it's interesting at the same time. There's not as much to see visually, but it's kind of one of these historical things where, you know, you get to know that something happened here, and understanding the history of it is enough, even if there's not as much to look at.
And also, so they did find some of the bodies, obviously, because of the letters.
Yes, they did find some of the bodies. Yes, there were several recovered. Some of them were unidentifiable, and all of the names are inscribed on the memorial back over behind me.
And this trail that we're on is called the Granite Memorial Trail.
Yeah.
That goes from the monument, and then I think it goes all the way down here to town.
There are several mine remnants that you can see from this trail, and it's not very busy.
All right, y'all, we're back at the top, and we think where all these mines are, or the remnants of the mines, is probably where the name the richest hill on earth came from.
And the reason that name came about is because of all the copper and other elements that they took out of here. And over this hill, which we can't see from here, there is a big pit. When you're done watching this video, go to Google Maps, look up Butte, Montana, and you can't miss it. For the life of you, you can't miss it. There's a huge pit, it looks like a crater lake. That's part of the mine, and it's filled with this acidic water. And in fact, they have to play some kind of noise over loudspeakers to prevent birds from settling in that water, because as soon as they touched it, they would die. It's that toxic. We can't see it from here, but it's right past these old remnants.
Yeah, as of the date of this video, it is $3 to go see that. And then they have another museum called the Mining Museum. You can actually pay and go down into one of the shafts, right?
Yeah, you can go down into a mine shaft and get a tour. You can even pay, I think it's $40 for a private tour. Now that's more our speed. All right, y'all. Sean happened to see one of these glorious signs that they put up, and it talked about how to get to the Berkeley Pit Overlook for free. And you know us, we're all about free. So we hiked us a little trail. It is on our all trails. You'll see where we parked and everything. And that's what this is, the Berkeley Pit, which is what I told you was that big old thing that you can see probably from space. You can see it from Google Earth. When you type in Butte, you can't miss it.
I don't see anything. All right, y'all, you can hear music in the background. I think they're having something huge going on downtown. We're not sure what it is, but this is the Butte town, and they say it's one of the largest in America, and we're like
one of the largest historic districts.
Yeah, one of the largest historic districts, and we're up there
looking out this way,
overlooking what it used to look like back in the day.
That's a historic district.
And then you can still see all the remnants of the mines.
Yep.
All right, y'all, shocker. We don't read very well, or he doesn't read very well.
Hey, you didn't read it either.
So we looked at the legend again, and I'm like, there's a trail here. Why can't we take it? And then we noticed that on the legend, some of the lines were dotted and some were solid. The solid ones said it's public. Anybody can go on it. The dotted ones say it's tour only.
Yep.
So I guess you have to find whoever's in charge of the tour company that operates those two trails, and then you get to go on the trails that are behind the fence.
Yep, so we did not get to show you the Berkeley Pit.
Right.
Which you can still see from Google Earth.
Right.
But we did get to show you at least a historic downtown from a very nice perspective.
Butte has a huge festival going on. I think it's is it the folk?
Some kind of folk festival.
But look at this, it's Tent City. I've never seen so many tents in one place. I'm guessing they're tenting here for the folk festival. What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah, that's what I think, definitely.
They just go on for days. Tons of tents. Alright, y'all, we're in the cemetery, and this is in a language we do not recognize. Let me see if I can zoom in on one. Can y'all tell what language that is?
They died in 1936.
Wow. This one was 1937. 1940. I think Matthew's gonna use Google Translate to see. Have no idea what language this is. So Google Translate doesn't work on a tombstone.
All right, and the reason it didn't work is probably because there's no real words on there. It's just names on these. They don't have poems. They don't seem to have verses. It's just a bunch of family names, which is what you'd expect. So unfortunately, we're not going to know. I'm going to say Russian or Polish, but that's just my guess. You tell us. What language was it? Y'all remember we told you we like cemeteries in part to see the history? Well, I think we found the history part of this. Look at this. You can see all the weeds growing up. I don't know for the life of me why they do not take care of this section, but I don't know if it'll show up on your screen, y'all, but most of them, the vast majority of sites in this part of the cemetery are old markers like this. Can't even read it anymore. And it's right next to the airport. There's Delta Airlines. And there are the mountains.
This section of the cemetery, I'm really disappointed that they cut and manicure the other part of the cemetery, but this cemetery seems to be the poor section, or what's the word I'm
It's
looking
the
for?
old section.
Yeah, or the paupers section, because a lot of these people do not have proper tombstones. They just have a little marker, and there are some tombstones mixed in here, but most of them just have the little sticks. So I'm thinking maybe they didn't have anybody, and the cemetery doesn't want to take care of this section. It's just so overgrown. A lot of cemeteries we've been to, like where I have family buried, it's called a perpetual
Yes.
cemetery. So that means they just take care of it,
Indefinitely.
Yeah, so maybe this section's not, but it's included in this cemetery where the other section is all manicured. I don't know. We just like looking at history and trying to figure things out. Alright, y'all, we had a neighbor pull in last night. It was a little too late to film last night, but this is like a red Mercedes. It looks like something from Europe. And he got here and put up some cage on the top of it. We're like, oh, okay, so he's gonna put like a tent on it. So we woke up this morning, there's no tent or cover, so we're not sure. See this cage up here, we're not sure what that's used for. If any of y'all know, drop us a comment below. But this is very interesting. It's got the little blue lights on top. I don't know if they turn on, or that would have been neat. And the side door open, we saw him open that side door, didn't see him open the back yet, but that's really cool. We really enjoyed seeing this when it pulled in. Alright, y'all, we are leaving to go to Walgreens because Matthew ordered a package and they accept, it's something he ordered from Walgreens and he's getting it shipped to a Walgreens.
Right. It's important to know that many different Walgreens also accept FedEx packages, but this one happens to be from them.
And we're going to get propane filled.
It's been a long time since we've gotten propane filled.
Yeah, we haven't used it much, so kind of like one-stop shopping because the Ace Hardware is literally right next to the Walgreens.
And you might need the Ace Hardware parking lot because Walgreens barely has one. This is unusual. It's the smallest Walgreens parking lot I've ever seen.
All right, we are arriving at Ace Hardware to get our propane. They didn't design this very well.
No, this is kind of a cluster mess.
Probably can't see him, but he's coming. He's got receipt in hand.
Easy. They told me it would be a minute, and about 10 seconds later, here the guy came out to fill it up. Are you gonna wait here while I go to Walgreens?
You want me to?
Since we have the propane tank?
Okay, and Walgreens is show 'em.
Walgreens is just right over there, straight ahead.
Alright, it looks like he got his package. Now he has to go across that busy road. Oh, he's making it. That was quick.
It was quick.
Remember that last Walgreens we went to? They had to go get the manager and they seemed confused.
Photo, which is usually where you have to go, was actually checking people out, so
Nice.
easy.
Now, y'all, what's for supper? He gets to decide.
Peanut butter sandwich?
Ew. I mean, how many of y'all are out there like, y'all can't decide that, like, the husband blames the wife or the wife blames the husband? It's like he always says, I'm hard to please, but then I'll pick something and he says, no.
Yeah, usually. Well, should we see what Arby's looks like?
Okay. Do you know where it is?
Nope. All right, so I've got to say, usually being in this truck in a big city, parking makes me a little bit nervous, but Butte's a little busy, but it's pretty accommodating. I mean, the parking lots seem to be just big enough for my comfort, so overall it's been a pretty good trip so far.
What are you doing?
There's some nut behind me who's trying to... Good grief, lady, you want to bang into me?
Backing up now. Where did she come from?
I don't know. I just looked back there and all of a sudden this lady's perpendicular to me. I'm like, what's going on? Anyways, the town is accommodating for big trucks, but sometimes people are nuts.
Do y'all get a sense that we're really worried about our truck? Like it's our prized possession here and we don't want anybody to get close to it.
It can get dirty. It just doesn't need to be damaged.
All right, let's go.
All right, gladly.
Alright, a lot of y'all have been asking about how our Frog Tog rain jackets are doing. What's the verdict on that?
Well, you know how it goes. You get it, it's rain, rain, rain all the time, and now it hasn't rained very much. It did rain a lot last night, and Sean's like, we need to go stand outside in our Frog Togs. And I'm like, I don't feel like standing outside in our Frog Togs. So we haven't had a really true test of it yet. I guarantee you we will. I just don't know when it's going to be, but we are going to test them. We're glad that you're so enthusiastic about it. You'll know when we know just how well they work.
Right. I mean, it has rained, but it hasn't rained enough for us to really tell y'all. Like when we go hiking, it hasn't really rained, but maybe just a drizzle, and like we'll be in the truck or we'll be in the RV, but not outside. Yeah. I mean, literally it was raining. I told him, I said, yeah, we should stand out there, but it was already you're already ready for bed, you're watching TV, the neighbors are moving in, trying to back up in the rain, and they're probably going to look at us like, why are those fools out there standing like dancing around in rain jackets?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with us.
Right, so...
We're normal.
Yeah, so that's the deal with the rain jackets.
We're perfectly normal. We just stand here in the rain watching people.
Our campsite is number 4, and we think it's one of the bigger ones as far as the front yard and stuff. Some are kind of close together. They provide you with, I think it's it's a picnic table. I don't know if it's wooden or kind of concrete or what it is. You can't move it. And they provide you a fire ring.
And one of the things that we did when we first got here, we had a unique situation, y'all. Nobody was here except for some tent campers back in the first spot or the last spot, depending on how you count. So anyways, we stopped the truck right in the road because there was nobody here. We could do that. And we walked from site to site to site to see what is our view. And we wanted the best view, so because we were the only ones here, so we could. So we did. This
has been, because the last place we came from was the Townsend area, which was the Goose Bay Lake area or whatever.
Yeah.
those can get rowdy. I mean, really noisy and stuff. But the whole time we've been here, everybody has been very quiet and respectful.
It really has. I mean, I don't know if it's because you have to pay $10 and maybe the quiet people are the only ones willing to pay, but as crowded as it's been in here, it's been pretty good overall.
I think the only thing that's bothered us is sometimes the campfires, because when it's hot, you have your windows open, and some of the spaces they get really, I mean, the smoke can travel fast. And
I question what some of these people are burning. Are they burning green wood? Because when you have enough smoke to fill several spaces, what are you burning?
You like look out there and you just see smoke, and then the next thing you know, it's like the smoke monster. I don't know if y'all ever watched Lost, and then it's like
that's exactly what it looks like.
Creeping into your RV, and then you're, you know, we don't have laundry and stuff here, and you start to smell. I mean, we love campfires, but you don't want constant hour after hour smoke and stuff. But
and it's been so hot you can't close all the windows. Sean's like, we're not closing the windows for the smoke. I'm like, but we gotta close some.
But I think a lot of people use the campfires to cook, but we didn't get to have campfire, y'all. We got here and we were so excited because the weekenders had left some firewood. We have a whole nice stack out there. And it's just been so hot. And I think the other thing is mosquitoes. By the way, we need your help again. What do y'all use to spray on your head and maybe your necks and your arms and stuff for mosquito repellent? We've seen people, and we haven't had time to ask them, you know, what are you spraying on yourself? Because we've used the off deep woods, and I don't really feel safe spraying that on my face and my neck and
it smells horrible.
Yeah. You know, when you're in an RV, whether you're tent camping or you're in an RV, you want to sit outside. You want to enjoy outside, and I mean, just walking out there. We tried to walk the loop because we also like to walk the campgrounds and maybe see if people are outside and talk to them and stuff. Oh, mosquitoes are horrible.
Hey, our first area where we haven't had screaming fast internet from cell coverage. So we first Starlink only, and actually every person who we got to talk to on the phone this last couple of weeks has been on Wi-Fi calling through Starlink, and it worked amazing. No problems.
That's how we send our text messages and our phone calls, and we do all of our business with BDR, and how I work and stuff is strictly Starlink.
And it's like our friends the Nomadic Ramblers would say, if it's a pretty area, there's probably no cell coverage.